There's also some good news for alcohol drinkers on this Monday. After 28 days of no alcohol sales, you're now allowed to purchase some for both on-site and off-site consumption. And to ease the burden on the alcohol sector, the payment of excise taxes has been deferred for 3 months. What does this mean for the already stricken industry? Too little, too late? Will it assist? Let's chat now via Zoom with the Chief Executive Officer of the South African Liquor Brand Owners Association, Mr. Kurt Moore. Kurt, good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday View on eNCA. I guess it was welcome news that after a month, your members can start trading again. But from a SALBA perspective, what does this mean now?
As you alluded to, it is great relief for the industry to start trading. We have been afforded a excise deferment. If you look at excise over a month, it's around about, this last month, about 10 billion rand that should have gone to the fiscus. So, and while excise is usually due while you're in your production process, most of it is funded by sales. I mean, you're not trading, it's difficult to also pay tax. So we're very pleased that government has afforded our members this 3-month excise deferment, which means we get to pay them in month 4 post this lockdown.
Do you have to pay them retrospectively, or you pay from month 4?
Well, we'll have 3 months in which we don't have to pay, and then from the 4th month you'll pay, and it depends on your tax assessment for that particular period.
Yeah. So it helps a little bit in terms of giving you guys a bit of a breather for 3 months. But that, assuming that business has resumed and stays on stream going forward, that there won't be another kind of alcohol sales ban in the near future. Otherwise, you'll be back to square one. Am I wrong?
Absolutely. Look, I mean, that's been our concern throughout most of this. I mean, you spoke about the last 4 weeks, but it's been about 161 days or 23 weeks since the 26th of March last year, where we've not been allowed to trade. And this stop-start nature of these bans are not helping. Certainly we think that there will be another wave of infections, so we need to start upping the vaccination drive. Many of our members have committed to support this vaccination drive. Some of my member sites have now got accreditation to do vaccines, and they, with the approval of government, are happy to assist the general public in getting those vaccines. I think that's our next focus area before the next wave hits us.
What about responsible drinking? I'm asking this because at the weekend I was watching an interview with Dr. Glenda Gray. She's from the Medical Research Science Council. She was saying the problem is that when people drink, then they behave irresponsibly. Then you end with with trauma cases rising, for example, and that pressure on hospitals that takes away resources from the hospital, from the healthcare system, from assisting the COVID-19 patients, to then dealing with the trauma due to irresponsible drinking. What's your view of SALBA and your members in how to assist us? Because that's a bigger conversation for all of us in South Africa. It's around responsible consumption of alcohol.
Absolutely. I think as SALBA, we want to be seen as a partner and working with governments to address the issues of irresponsible drinking. I think from an industry perspective, we're investing hundreds of millions, with 450 million over the last 3 years in dealing with alcohol-related harm and addressing those people who have a problem with alcohol. We believe that it needs to be targeted interventions that tries to address the problem drinkers. I was on a discussion yesterday even with Prof. Perry, where he admitted that bans are blunt instruments because it tends to have a negative impact on moderate consumers, while those consumers who are drinking in excess find that alcohol somewhere in the illicit market. So we have to target those individuals who are abusing alcohol, and we have to work collectively, both as industry, government and society, to try and address those concerns.
And finally, Mr. Moore, no sales, no revenue, no jobs. And I understand your industry is one of those that has been announced that it will benefit from UIF. Are your members actively applying for UIF so that their employees, those who work for them, who've been without a salary in this month of July, will at least get some compensation of sorts? Because it's up to the employer to apply.
Yeah, absolutely. I think given what we've heard from the President last night, and with every announcement comes with a proviso that there's still mechanisms being put in place to ensure that that happens, I think my members will, first of all and foremost, make use of this excise deferment, where there are employees who have lost income as a result of not being able to work. Yeah, we'll follow the applications for TERS and for UIF. But as far as we possibly could throughout this pandemic, we've tried to look at ways of ensuring that we don't lose or we don't render individuals or create further unemployment. So we've tried to look at issues such as a reduction in salaries, etc., short time, sending people on leave. But, we keep on saying there's 250,000 jobs at risk. Those are the ones that are at risk, where you get to a point where you can't find any other leeway except to reduce staff. And we're hoping we don't have to get to that, and that we can continue making our contributions to the economy as we open up further.
Thank you very much. Kate Moore, CEO of the South African Liquor Brand Owners Association.